Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. I'm Kristen, and today is another year of Christmas in July. I am super excited to be doing this collab with many amazing channels on YouTube. This is hosted by Shannon from the Daily DIYer. She gets all of us together to do Christmas and July. So one more year, here we go. Okay, so this first DIY, as you can tell, I am making a wreath. I'm using 3 wreath forms. These are 10, 12, and 14 inches. So this video is a yard sale type thrifted video. I found everything at yard sales, and then anything else I did have on hand. So I had the burlap, but I did find these wreath forms. They were $1 for the large one and 50 cents for the smaller ones, which I could not pass up. They had 3 of them at the yard sale. I bought all 3 because it is going to be way cheaper than going to the Dollar Tree. So I always recommend, and I will swear by this probably to the day I die, that if you want Christmas decor or Christmas items to redo or crafts, find them at yard sales. They are going to be cheaper than you'd probably ever find them. So I wrapped everything in burlap. This burlap is from Burlap Fabric. They have giant, like 30-foot rolls. Honestly, I cannot remember off the top of my head, but they're huge, giant rolls. They last forever. I think I've had this one for 2 years now, and I have yet to go through the entire thing. But all I do is just hot glue the edge of the burlap and just wrap them around. So I had 3 wreaths. I did this to all 3 of them. Then to secure these, all I did was cut the little burlap roll and then just add a little bit of hot glue, and it stays pretty much forever, or until you want to cut it and tear it apart and reuse burlap. I do that. I am so cheap when it comes to crafting. It can be so expensive, but if I can find like any deals or steals, or if I can reuse items, I 100% will. And then I'm going to be making a fun little snowman rustic farmhouse type wreath. I love the rustic farmhouse type when it comes to Christmas time. So I'm just going to be taking a zip tie and zip tying the 3 of these wreath forms together. Next, to decorate this snowman just a little bit, I'm using 3 of these snowflake ornaments. I loved the way these looked. It was $2 for the 3 of them, and I'm just going to be tying them around and then hot gluing the backs just a little bit to secure them. Next, I just cut out a square and a long rectangle so I can make a cute little hat for this snowman. It cost me nothing. I'm also using some felt from Walmart. I've had this for a really long time. I think it was from a mystery box challenge of some sort. So to make this hat was pretty much free for me to make. And I'm just using a ton of hot glue so that felt stays in place. That was completed. I am just taking some more hot glue. I am using the Surebonder Dual Temp Glue Gun. I have yet to find anything better, although I feel like this one drips so much, and I have had a ton of people say the exact same thing. So if you have a non-drip hot glue gun, please let me know in the comments below. Non-drip. I don't want any drips. I'm tearing this snowflake apart because I just wanted that centerpiece, and then all this greenery, everything that I'm using, like I said, is pretty much from yard sales this year. It's actually almost from one entire yard sale. And I just found a ton of really cute florals and greenery and pine cones and berries. And I'm just going to be adding some greenery to the top of this hat. And normally a snowman does have a scarf, but I did not want to go with the scarf. I could have made something with the felt, or I know in my basement somewhere I have those scarves from the Dollar Tree, but I just wanted this to be a little bit different. No scarf for this guy, just a ton of this really sparkly, glittery greenery. This snowman wreath is just over 3 foot. It fits an entire door, and I absolutely love this. I think it is so pretty. It's not going to stand out, although it is going to look beautiful in my home for Christmas. DIY, I'm using this sled. It says $3, but this yard sale, everything was half off. So $1.50 for this sled. I sanded it down to as much as I wanted. I was going to do the entire thing, and I was like, I think I'm just going to repaint this red anyway, so it wasn't really going to matter. I'm using the Classic Gray Stain by Minwax, and I'm just going to be staining the center of the sled. Stain was dry. I just went in with my Waverly chalk paint in crimson, and I decided to paint the edges once again red, along with the bottom and the little handle they have on there, and the skids, I think is what they are called. I'm just painting whatever was red once again, but just a little bit different. It looks like someone did make this, Mary Jane, in 1994. It's a beautiful sled, but when a crafter gets a hold of things, we redo them. Here I am just going in with a ruler to measure the top of this sled because I'm going to be using my Cricut Joy. I love the Cricut Joy. If you do not have one and you just want to make small little projects, it is definitely the Cricut for you. So I just went into Design Space on Cricut, and I just cut out a Jingle All the Way with a little reindeer on here, and I'm placing this more towards the bottom of the sled just because I want to add some fun bows and greenery and Christmassy type decor. Once again, this greenery was from a yard sale, and I had a huge bunch of that for only $2. And then this burlap bow came from Hobby Lobby. It normally has clips on the back of them, but I just tore that off and used some hot glue to secure it. This is what the sled looks like when it is finished. I absolutely love this piece. One is a Honeymoon Fund Shadowbox Money Bank. It was 50% off at the yard sale as well. Sometimes if you go to yard sales when it's not the first day, people just want to give things away because they do not want to haul it back into their garage. So I think that was the best. So I started out with a razor blade, and then I was like, you know what? I could try to use some nail polish remover to remove this. So I just opened the back of this, and this was not coming off. I used dish soap, I used cleaner, I used the power paste. I used everything to try to get that white film off the back. It would not come off, so I'm like, okay, we'll figure that out later. I am just going to be using a Chalk Couture transfer. I love Chalk Couture, and if I knew this was going to turn out the way it did, I probably would not have used the white chalk paste for the deer. I would have probably went with black, but I kind of kept trying to get that white film off the back, and you're going to see what it looks like when it is all done. And then before I decided to figure something else out, because I love this piece. I also love using Chalk Couture. It is one of the easiest things to use. It is super fun and makes everything look so high end. So I'm using the velvet, and then I'm using candy apple and the bright white chalk paste. So that white film did not go away. So my plan was just to use some Mod Podge for the back of this and just kind of make it look like snow, or that it was snowing in the background of my piece. So I just used a ton of Mod Podge, and then I went in with some clear white glitter, and the glitter was from Arteza. I have a ton of glitter. I don't normally use it a ton unless it's for Christmas ornaments. I think is probably the only time I use glitter, but I wanted this piece to make it. I didn't want to throw this away or trash it, or there would have been nothing else I could do. I did not want to use scrapbook paper. I didn't want to do anything else to that clear plastic piece. But for the back piece, I did use some Hobby Lobby scrapbook paper. This was left over from last year Christmas. I have a few pieces of scrapbook paper, but this is the one I decided to go with. And then I'm just using a glue stick to cover the back and place the scrapbook paper on. Okay, so I know there's going to be at least one comment saying you should have left this a bank and made it like a Christmas fund, or save your money into this. It would have been really cute. It was an idea I did have, but I decided that I'm not going to do that. I am just going to be covering that top piece. And I'm sure eventually if I ever wanted to do something different or throw money in here, I could just remove the top and these pine cones. But this snowflake pine cone floral, it's not even really a floral. That also came from a yard sale, and it was only 25 cents. And this is what it looks like when it is done. I absolutely love this. You guys, that is it for the video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, consider sticking around and subscribing. Also, there is a playlist in the description box below. So if you guys want to check out everybody's Christmas and July's, which you will absolutely have to, I will leave that in the description box below. That's it. I will see you in the next one. Bye.